I was running with my broken bike in my hand to the other side of the track. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, one corner to go. I set up for my sprint. He goes to the right, which is perfect because I wanted to stay downwind. I wanted to stay on the left. I opened the gas.
Jasper!
Change of plans. I just registered for the Pro race. The Pro race has $12,000 of prize money. Alright guys, what's up cycling fanatics? If you've seen my previous video, you've seen me race the Cat 2 race, do a through-me running with my bike, getting back into the race, 5 laps to go and get second place. Turns out I can also race the Pro race on my UCI Elite license, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Second race of today, $12,000 prize money.
Well, let me just say this, because I don't want this moment to disappear. I mean,
Alright, getting pinned down some numbers again. Starting in 25 minutes from now. I'm only gonna go for a really short warm-up because I already did a race and I don't want to get too tired actually. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm racing all these pros. And maybe because it's $12,000 on the line. Good luck. Alright, here's the whistle. The start of the Dana Point Grand Prix in the Pro category. $12,000 on the line. I said it before, and this was my second race of today. I first did the Cat 2 race at 11 o'clock in the morning, and this race started at about 4 p.m. So I've got an hour of racing in the legs. I pulled some sprints, I burned some matches, but it was okay. I was feeling fine. I had a little super burrito like you've seen in the first vlog, and I was ready to go again. Looking forward to this race. There was a lot of pro teams from the United States, there were pro teams from Canada, pros from Mexico, all came out to win some money. So I raced another race on this course, which is, it was a positive thing. I was really familiar with the track. I knew what was possible, I knew what wasn't possible, and I knew there was a wide track. There were a lot of places where I could move up the field, so I wasn't too worried about starting pretty much all the way in the back, as I did again. I knew that because of all these pro teams, the race was going to be controlled, and there was probably not going to be a serious breakaway in the beginning of the race, so no problems. You're looking at all the race data. Like always, at the bottom you can see the power, you can see the speed, RPMs, my heart rate, which is going to be a lot higher than in the first race of today because of two reasons. One is because it's the second race, and the other reason is this race was a lot faster. The average speed of this race was 47, I repeat, 47 kilometers an hour. That's fast. So that was the first lap on Dana Point. If you haven't watched my previous vlog of the Cat 2-3 race, go check it out. I've got the full vlog and race analysis of that race on the channel, so check that out. So 6 minutes into the first race, only a few laps, and this happens. Whoa, 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 massive crash. I was full brakes, steering to the right, and I could avoid it. And I look behind me and I just see a massive pile of riders. It was insane. So I was actually chasing on that lap because I didn't know if it was gonna be neutralized, but I was pretty sure it was gonna be. And coming up to start finish, there was no chance this race is gonna continue without scraping people off the tarmac. Unfortunately, a couple guys went down pretty hard. I hope they're okay, but check out this guy right in front of me. He's got a pizza XXL on his butt. It's crazy. He just got back into the race, and you're gonna see some other guys with big pizzas, big scratches on their arms, on their legs from that crash, because there was a lot of riders involved. The race got neutralized for about 10 minutes, and now we've restarted. So the time that's in the top of the screen on the left right now, subtract about 10 minutes for the neutralization. You can actually see the time of the race on my cycling computer right there in the middle. As you can see, the road is pretty wide. Right here we're going uphill, up this little bump, and the pack is as wide as the road. That means people are trying to move up and the speed is not that high. This part is a very nice way to get some more momentum, either overtake going uphill or take that momentum here on the downhill and get more speed, either draft behind the guy in front of you, or you could try and overtake on the sides. The finish was actually the most narrow part of the whole track. Right here is a bit of a sketchy moment. Guys are coming pretty close together. Very high curb on the right side, which came in from the right. So right there at start finish was not the best place to move up. And then another pretty tricky area of the race was this corner with the flags right here. The flags are hanging on the inside of the fence, and the wind was coming from the right, so they're blown up like a balloon. And it was very easy to hook on these fences when you would turn too sharp through the turn. So I was keeping that in mind. When you're on the inside of that turn, don't go too close to the fence, because you're gonna hook your handlebar on the flag and you're gonna go down. Pretty sure you're gonna go down. I remember Peter Sagan going down like this when he hooked somebody's jacket, which was on the fence. And if he can do it, we can probably do it as well. So here we're coming again around that corner, uphill on this little bump. And right here I'm behind Rashan Bahati. Bahati is on the left here from Methods to Winning team. And we're gonna see some footage of his camera later on in this video. Right now he's dominating in the Masters 35 and over category. And he was just coming out to play with the pros in this race. So I was actually pretty much staying about halfway up the field, or at least halfway. I didn't want to go too far back because I still wanted to keep an eye on the front of the race. So I wanted to stay a bit in the front so I could see what's going on, if there's people trying to attack. I did not want to miss a breakaway again. I was feeling good. You know, the speed was high, but I was still feeling pretty good, and I wanted to stay in the front because I was by myself. The teammates were not racing this race; they're not in the pro category, so I was the only one of SDBC racing. So if there was a breakaway and I was not in it, then that's it. Here we are, 30 kilometers into the race. One of the moments where it was stretched out. I'm all the way in front. I'm all the way in front of the pack. There's a couple guys ahead of me and we're going full gas. 50 kilometers an hour right now. And it's completely stretched out. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's braking, full brakes in front of the turn. Super wide turns, and it's dangerous. Somehow my speed through these turns is always higher than the rest. I don't know if it's skill or fear, but in general people are braking too much in these corners. So keep your momentum through these turns. It's actually faster, and in general you can go faster than you think. So, and right here it was a sort of a gunfire, automatic gunfire of attacks. Here we go again. So it's only 2 minutes later, it's like one lap later, and more people attack. And I wanted to stay in the front. I didn't want to go back in the peloton and wait and see what happens, because I was pretty sure I was gonna miss the move. If there was gonna be a breakaway today, I wanted to be in. So I wanted to stay in the front, see who was in the attack, and if there were really fast riders, I wanted to be with them, or at least be able to maybe bridge to the break or be in the break right there when it happened. So I was really focused on staying up there in the front, maybe 10 to 20, 10 to 30 riders, so I could follow some moves. So here we go with another attack. Like I said, more attacks. Every time we got pulled back or we didn't really get away, and it takes a lot of energy, but I was still feeling okay. Heartbeat is all the way up to 180 right there, but right here when we get pulled back by the peloton, you can see it gets super crowded really fast because the peloton is going faster and they just overtake you the whole swarm is just coming by, and you go from place 5 to place 25 in a few seconds. So pay attention, get on the power straight away and hook onto somebody's wheel, because if you don't, you're just gonna be pushed back all the way to the end of the field, and then you have to put in a big effort to move all the way up again. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get into some moves and recover a little bit, but not too far back. And right there, again, a couple guys attack. I didn't know exactly who it was, but at this point of the race, we're past the halfway point. If there's an attack and if they break and there's a couple good riders, it's gonna stick, because all these riders have a team, and if the rest of the team is in the peloton and they know they have a good rider out there in a breakaway, they're gonna slow it down. They're gonna slow the pack down, and as a single guy, you will never be able to bridge it, because they're all gonna hold you back. So right here again, a few riders go out and they make up ground really quick, and I just wanted to follow, because I didn't know if this was going to be the winning break of that day. So there was a big gap to the peloton. I figured I need to chase this. Coming around the corner, I see there's another group. So we're actually a chasing group to an attack group. We were closing in, so that's okay. Looking back, there was a gap. So we're with a big group of about 20 riders broken off from the peloton. And it seemed like this is really where the race began. From this point, it was attack, again attack, and attack. Right here you can see a couple good guys, a couple fast racers. We've put in a big effort, but we didn't stay away. And right there we got brought back by the peloton, and that move didn't work. As soon as we were getting pulled back, somebody else attacks. So you have to be very focused on these moments. Okay, so here we are over 1 hour into the race, and again a group gets away, and I see a couple other riders, they're not pedaling. So 9 out of 10 they're gonna be one of the teammates of a guy in the breakaway, and it means they're gonna hold off the pack. So I pulled around them, put the gas on, and I want to stay with this group, because if I didn't chase, and this was gonna be the winning break, I missed it again. And if I don't do it, if I don't close the gap and nobody will, well, then I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be in that breakaway. So right here you can see why there was a couple of good riders in this break, which wasn't a break because we got pulled back, but it was a potential dangerous situation. And like I said, gunfire of attacks. So one goes after the other. As soon as an attack is being pulled back, somebody else will go. Right here, some more sketchy guys on the right side there. I have momentum. I see the speed is slowing down. And again, boom, guys accelerate, and I just keep the flow and I go with them. Another big possibility for a nice breakaway on this race, and I'm with it again. I was feeling good right now. I was feeling like I was on point. I was on the ball with this race. I was by myself, no teammates, so I had to do all the work, and I had to split myself into 5 pieces. So 4 pieces of myself are in the peloton having a break right now, and 1 piece is right here going full gas to chase these guys down and to stay up there in the front. So right here there's still a couple guys up ahead the road, so we had a little gap to close. Alright, so we close the gap. We end up in yet again a leading group, and I think there were a good strong couple of riders in this breakaway, so it was actually a very plausible combination for a success. And this is the guy, he just continues to pull. He's pulling for over a lap right now, pretty awesome. And then the speed drops down. Organization is lost, and then somebody attacks again. So from the group there was already out there in front of the peloton, somebody attacks again. So it's like survival of the fittest. Who can follow and attack a couple times, and you'll have the strongest guys left over. So right here we've got the big pizza guy. Really awesome. He's only riding with half of bib shorts, but he's still going, and he's right there in the front of the race. So pretty awesome. Again, great combination of riders, but it was not going to happen. The peloton behind us was actually right there, and they were chasing us down like hungry dogs, as you can see right here. And when you get overtaken by the peloton, like I said, pay attention, because it can go really quick and somebody else will attack again. So because I was racing 2 races that day, which I didn't plan to, my battery of the camera died. I didn't take the right power cable, so I'm switching over to Rashan Bahati. He was so nice to give me his footage of his race. So we're in the same race. We've got 20 minutes to the finish, and right in the left, 101 in the green, that's me. So he can actually see me riding in the footage for once. I've got my my neutral pit wheel in the front, because I broke my front wheel in the race before, and I've got the spark wheels in the back, as you can see. I was right there up in the front. We've got some big guys. We've got the Williams brothers right here, KHS, Elevate, and I think Justin is racing for his own team. He's a team by himself. Other guys from Jelly Belly. We've got Cliff Bar. We've got what else do we have? We've got some big pro teams. We've got a team from Canada. We've got Mexican riders up in the mix. And like I said, we're on Rashan Bahati's bike right now. And he just raced another race like I did. He was racing in a Masters category this day. And he's racing again in the pros. So let's see if we can spot myself riding again a couple times in Bahati's footage. Right there is people accelerating on the right side of the field, and right there in green, that's me following the lead. Like the rest of the race, I wanted to stay out there in the front. Coming through the first corner to the right here, as you can see, they removed the flags. I was talking about the flags on the fence, which was nice. A couple laps later, Bahati's he fell back quite far back to the peloton, but right here he's making a very nice move. 2 inside corners with a lot of momentum, and he's overtaking like 50 riders in 2 corners. So that's pretty nice. Nice way to move up to the field and get back to the front of the peloton. So this point of the race, it's about 6 or 5 laps to go. We're halfway up the peloton, and you can see it's as wide as the road. People are trying to move up through the sides, and from this point, if you're not in the front of the peloton, if you're not in the first about 50 riders, it will be very hard to get back. So as you can see right here, start finish, it gets super crowded. People are trying to move up, and big crash here on the left. It got more tricky at the end of the race. Right here we're coming through the last turn, and this is gonna be the last lap. Super fast, it's completely stretched out. We've got the KHS train pumping full gas in front. I'm in about 8th position right now. You can't see me because I'm way up there in the front, and they're just burning. They're burning full gas. A guy that's in the front, he's taking 1 or 2 stretches, and he's moving to the side and let the rest of the team do the work. And there's no way people are gonna overtake it because they're so super fast. So right here you can see through these corners that everything is pretty much single file. Everybody's behind each other and just following the first guy in this race. There was a couple guys coming around, and I was right there behind the sprint train. I had sort of a safe area, and I could follow their wheel pretty nice. So I was feeling very good. I was on a perfect position in this race. In my case, I did another race before, and I still had a little bit of energy left. I felt a little bit of cramps in this race about halfway through the race, but I could still go hard through the end of the race, and coming up this bump, it was full gas. I'm serious, full gas to get up the bump, and then just coming down, I pulled a sprint, whatever I had left, and I pretty much stayed at the same position. Bahadi's moving to the side, he's done for today. I pretty much sprinted to the finish and I got 9th place, which was a very good result, and I was super happy. Thanks Roshan for letting me use his footage. Go check out his channel, he's got his own videos about California racing. Alright, just finished the race. The pro race. And my battery, I switched cameras, so I put a fresh battery in this one. I thought I would be able to film for an hour and a half, but the battery died of the camera, so I'm not sure how far I got into the race with the footage, but the last couple laps were insane. I felt good. I felt good until about an hour in the race, and then I start having these cramps again. I mean, it's the second race of the day, it's warm. I'm tired, it's big jet lag right now, it's far in the middle of the night. And but I was feeling like my breathing was okay, my heartbeat was okay, so I was feeling good. And I was staying up there in the front, first 50 guys the whole time. And then 10 laps to go, the speed went up. Everybody got crowded in the first part of the race, like always, but I got on the train of KHS. The Williams brothers right there, I see Corey, and then Justin right there behind him, and he's like the bouncer of the club. So he bounces off all these guys that are trying to get on the train, and I'm behind it, and I'm sort of in a safe zone, so I'm just moving left and right, sometimes in the wind, overtaking guys to get back on that wheel, and I was just following the train. I managed to, well, I didn't have like a big sprint left, my matches were burned, but I got top 10, I think 8th place, 9th place, so good day.
Then I want you to put your name down.
All right, I got the check, couple $100, pretty happy. It's time to go home. Whew, what a great day. I came here to race the Cat 2-3. I didn't plan to race the pro race, and Wells, he sort of talked me into it. So I figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. And I actually felt in place. So, I mean, the pace is a lot higher. It's more difficult, but there's more respect in between the riders. Go! Driving back, I've got my chauffeur, Evan, teammate.
Paying me, right?
I'm paying him. I'm paying him to drive me up and back. No, he wouldn't take my money. I'm happy with the day. It was a day that went different than I thought, but there was a good result. I messed up another front wheel, which was unfortunate, but at the end I did the pro race and I ended up 9 spots, so another top 10, really cool. Time to get home, get some food, rest up, do a little ride tomorrow, fly back to Amsterdam, and then I have a week off, not off work, but off racing. And then I don't know, like May 12th is gonna be another big race in Holland, another club competition. So stay tuned for the races, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the video, and we're gonna see you next time. See ya! What's your thoughts?
Am I allowed to say that on video? Are we allowed to say that?
Are you allowed to say f on a video on YouTube? I always beep it out because I never know if it gets like
But you
tagged.
have children watching.
That's why I beep it out,
Oh,
so
okay.
because sometimes they demonetize the video.
Oh, okay.
So I do like beep.
Fuck that. Fuck that hardcore.